Hello there. This is Jacob Jewett. Welcome to the Jacob Jewett IT Training and Consulting live stream. Of course, just as I said, my name is Jacob Jewett, and welcome to the stream. This is, I believe, live stream number 6 since I've been back on the YouTube interwebs, and I'm hoping that my audio is good this time. I've made a couple of changes. Number one, I'm using a microphone this time. As far as like a boom mic, I might get something that looks a little bit more nicer than having like zip ties and stuff on it. But I was having an issue before. I have an echo right now. I'm sure of it. One sec. There we go. I'm sure I had an echo there. So hopefully now the audio is better. That's a hope anyway. I I was trying different mics, and I have a lav mic. I have the good old lav mic with the microphone there, and that's what I've been using for the five live streams I've had. Since I've come back to doing live streams and YouTube and stuff like that. And so I have been using this, and this is a good one. It's a Shure, and it's their GLX01 Z2, and it's supposed to be a very good pack. And honestly, in the past, it hasn't really caused me all that trouble. But it seems like, I don't know if I'm on the wrong channel or something like that, and I have to tell it to do a scan or something like that. But this sucker, the last couple of live streams, has left really choppy audio. Now, prior to the last 2 live streams, I thought, and maybe it was kind of hidden by the fact that I had crappy internet connection due to a modem issue that I've covered in a previous live stream. But I think that was part of the reason for the audio problem in the past. But the last couple live streams, I've gone back and watched them, and the audio has just been horrendous. And I'm thinking it's this. I can't get to repeat the issue when I'm not live streaming. So I'm kind of convinced that it is this. So I've converted back to my boom mic, or my chat mic, I guess you could say, which this is a C1. It's not as high end as, like, I guess the Shure mics that you see all podcasters using and stuff like that, where you gotta be like directly on top of the mic. I'm sure it's gonna take some getting used to here. I also have a Rode. Was it a Rode directional mic, or it's a mic that shotgun mic. That's what it's called. I got a Rode shotgun mic that when I first started doing live streams, or when I started doing videos, trying to record myself for training videos and stuff like that, I tried using that, where I would have like the shotgun mic just out of camera frame shooting directly at me, and I had various mixed results as far as the audio is concerned. I gotta figure out a solution. I gotta either figure out why my lavalier mic is choppy. Because I kind of prefer that when I do videos, because I don't have to think about the mic as much. I don't have to make sure that I'm in front of a microphone. It clips on, and I can use it that way. I can hide the wire usually through my shirt. But it could also be that during, I think, one live stream or after a live stream, I forgot I had it on, and I used the cable as a trip cord at one point. So it could be that. I gotta play with it around with it some more. I did promise in my last live stream, in the resulting video that came out of it, that I was going to work on audio and try and make it better. I'm hoping that this makes it better, and we'll see. But, you know, I got to mess with it some more. It's been a crazy week. I had a coworker's funeral to go to, and, some resulting additional work at work. It kind of kept me away from doing it. I also went on a scout camp out this last weekend with the troop I work with. And we went to just outside of Allentown to a campsite that was a camp that's actually owned by another troop. We rented their campsite, which was a first for me. I don't remember troops, owning sites, but they own this campsite, and we were able to rent it from them, and it was quite cold. We ended up, I'm kicking stuff. We ended up, staying inside of a cabin per se because it was quite cold. It got down to single digits the first night. First night it was supposed to be like 15 degrees, and it ended up being 7. And then the following night was supposed to be 7 degrees, and it ended up being like 1 degrees at its coldest. So there's some additional safety protocols that you use when camping with scouts, and one of them was we had a couple of scouts. Unfortunately, didn't have all the gear they needed, but that's part of learning. And the other thing is in order to make sure we don't have any scouts die or fall asleep due to hypothermia or whatever the case may be, we typically will check on them hourly when it gets that cold. You just need to make sure that everyone's safe and able to get through the night and stuff like that. So basically, an executive decision was made, and we ended up staying in a pretty nice, I want to say like a community room or something like that. And we separated the adults from the scouts, and the scouts, I think, had a great time, and so did we. So that was fun. But that did take some of my weekend, and that's going to happen. I have a life outside of work and YouTube, and one of those parts of it is scouting. And it's, for me, scouting has been a lifeline, not a lifeline, a lifetime endeavor of mine. Just something that I grew up with and just never left. I believe in the program. I know it has its history. Scouting is embroiled in a bankruptcy / lawsuit from past atrocities. Thankfully, none of the atrocities are new, and I think that's due to some of the policies that scouting has put into place, such as too deep leadership, background checks, and the like. And the scout troop that I'm involved with, they actually have 2 different background checks because it's the scout troop is a troop that's operated as part of a parish. The troop doesn't answer to the parish per se, but it still occupies a building that the parish owns. So on that property, because obviously things that the Catholic Church has been dealing with, they have their own background checks. So usually adults that volunteer in our troop actually have to go through 2 different background checks. So there's a scouting background check that you have to go through, which is standard. They don't fingerprint you, but they do take your social security number and stuff like that and do like a thorough background check, and talk to your references and stuff like that. And then there's the Catholic Church or parish background check, which is actually they actually do a live fingerprint scan. You have to go to another facility, do a fingerprint scan, and then they have a youth protection program that you also go through. So scouting has a youth protection program, and then also so does the background check of the Catholic Church. So, kind kind of good in that way that there's 2 background checks that are performed. That's a plus. But anyway, that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about IT, and I started off this stream talking about how I made a couple changes. So one is the mic. I've had this microphone since the birth of the channel. I actually had, back when I first tried doing this channel, I had another mic. It was like a cheapy mic. It came with the phase power adapter, which was like this little box, and it sucked. And then I ended up spending a little bit more. Actually, I spent 2 or 3 times what my first mic cost for this mic. This mic was, when I got it, was about $250. And I think it's a good mic. I've used it for some other things. I have a pop screen that I haven't tried using, but I probably should. But this mic in the past has been pretty good. So hopefully it's working to that advantage. So I did that, and then I made a couple changes. So I did a camera, basically a camera reorganization. So what I did was I moved one of the things I noticed is like it didn't show up in the end video on YouTube, but it showed up on my monitor as I do this whole thing. I noticed that when I was doing a live stream last week, this last Sunday, that when I talked, my lips weren't kind of following my voice. They were, or even delayed. It was more of like they were like in slow-mo. And so I thought that may have been translating to the actual video that was getting out there to YouTube. So I wasn't quite sure during the live stream. So I made some adjustments. So the camera that I'm now speaking to directly is the GoPro. And I'm thinking about getting a different video capture card for my my main computer that I do all the streaming and all the video recording on, so I can have more GoPros as the main camera versus having these Logitech stream cams, because those Logitech stream cams use USB FireWire USB 3.2, 3.1, and they're good for that, but I've noticed that some of them don't work as well as I thought they would. So now this one is moved to the side, and it seems to be working fine now. I moved it to the side. That took the place of the GoPro that I'm now using as my front cam. And then I still have the other side, which is the other side is here on that, and that's also a Logitech. And I'm gonna play with the videos and stuff like that. Obviously, when I do recording of content that is actually gonna go on, like recording of videos and stuff like that. For the most part, I'm gonna probably use the GoPros because I think they do a little bit better video. Certainly more fluid video. I think they get more up to the 60 frames per second kind of deal rather than 30. I'm only outputting 30 frames per second, but I rather it step down how many frames they're putting out rather than having an issue of playing catch up kind of thing. So there's that. So I did the change with the GoPros, and I did the change with the Logitechs. But I have also, matter of fact, about half an hour before this live stream, I got off the phone with an old friend, Matthew. I think he's okay with me using his last name, Matt Mitchell. He's a really cool guy. I talked to him about 30 minutes before this live stream, and we got to talking for a good while, and reminting the old times and stuff like that. But the other thing I did talk to him about was joining me on these live streams, and he is definitely interested. I think the first live stream that we're going to do together, like a QA, not QA, just like a natural kind, organic kind conversation, is going to be in a month. So he's sending me his details. We had to do some catch up. It's been a while since I've had his phone number, and he's doing some stuff right now that's pretty cool. And so I thought what we would do is we have a live stream, and he's agreed to it. In about a month, we'll be getting together, and we'll actually be talking about our different paths, how we got where we were, where we kind of started. We've definitely taken different routes, and both have been somewhat successful in our routes that we've taken, and kind of give you different perspectives. Prior to him joining me in a month, if I can talk him into it, I have a friend, Antonio. I have two friends named Antonio. I haven't talked to one. The other one I've talked to, he's been dealing with some life things, so hopefully, those things start to kind of balance out for him. It's been a hard year for that man, but he's very good at what he does. He's very intelligent, and he's definitely taken a different path to get to where he's at. He's worked with MSPs just like I have. He, matter of fact, got me into one of the companies I ended up working for, and I guess technically still work for. So he's a good person to talk to. And then the other one is another friend of mine. His name is also Antonio. He goes also by Tony. And I've known him for a while. We have an interesting story that would be, I think, interesting to share with people. Me and him have had some definite ups, and then we had some downs. Matter of fact, he was my business partner at one time, and we went in with the intentions of starting a business, and at one point I ended up, I guess, kind of firing him, but I think it was kind of mutual, and we were kind of on the outs for a short bit, but we've gotten back together and have talked, and so I think the hatchet has definitely been buried. You can't be mad at people too long. I mean, there's one person I guess I'll continue to be mad at for the rest of my life, but it's certainly not Antonio. He's a cool guy. He has a huge heart. His family has an amazing heart as well. A big Hispanic family, just a really neat people. He's taken a different path. I'll let him describe it, but if I can get him on a live stream, I would absolutely enjoy it, because I think his path, in a way, kind of follows the path of a lot of people that I've known through the years. That I think at one point, I don't think he would have a problem with me saying this, because we all go through our own paths, but at one point or another, thinking that we're not good enough at what we do, or doubt ourselves, or maybe sell ourselves short at one point because we don't realize the total value that we have. And he's definitely, I think he's going in the right route, and he's definitely in the industry as well. He's currently, last time I talked to him, he was working in the MSP space. I got to reach out to him to see if he's interested in joining. And of course, as I did earlier, I when I was talking to Matt Mitchell, I had spoken to him. Well, one of the things I did was, when I got in the conversation with him, I told him about the fact that I had brought him up in a live stream previously on, the past Wednesday live stream, and talked about kind of some of our path and some of how he introduced me to my mentor and things like that. So, as my mission statement says, and as I've kind of said from the beginning, I'm just going to be me on this platform, and you can either take me the way I am or you can leave it, and it's kind of up to you. I hope some of the stuff I do is entertaining, and that if you're not living, if you're not liking the live stream, or you're not joining during a live stream, and maybe you're watching the video after and you find it somewhat entertaining, somewhat informative, and somewhat interesting, and kind of go from there. I know I'm kind of putting the cart before the horse with this whole thing, but I don't care. I'm just going to do it. And let's see. The other thing I wanted to talk about during this live stream is I'm not running out of ideas. I have a lot of ideas I want to do, but if you're watching this video after the live stream, I know right now no one's really watching live stream at all, so I'm looking at a bunch of zeros, which is fine. I know it's going to take a while for anyone to pick up on this or find a following at all. That's fine. But if you do come across this recording of this live stream at any point, and you have some ideas of what I can do to kind of make this, I guess, more entertaining, or what elements I can add that you as a viewer would find interesting. Like, should I go over current events in IT? Should I go over career path ideas? Should I, what kind of things, when you think of an IT channel, I'm thinking more of like, you have your Jay's 2 cents out there. You have your Linus tech tips, or not tech tips, but Linus media group and stuff like that. And you have, I don't know if I want to do like day-to-day news on tech as far as like what's being released and this and that, because I mean, you have Linus Media Group has, what is it, tech clips or whatever it is, that kind of does that. I want to be kind of different, right? I want to do training stuff. I want to use these live streams for answering people's questions that they may have about getting into the industry, maybe certification related questions, especially when it comes to CompTIA certifications, or maybe other questions like how to get into user groups, how to do this, how to do that, whatever the case is, or maybe I can talk to some of the vendors I work with in enterprise and get them on here and talk to them and try to get past their need to sell their product and get more in the area of like what got them where they are, and those kind of things. I think that's kind of interesting. There's this one creator I follow that I really like. Her name's Sarah Dici, and her thing is Sarah Dici rhymes with peachy, and her whole stick, she does look at some technology stuff, but for the most part, she's a creator that talks to other creators, and she kind of shares her setups and shares what she's doing in her business. She's like a photographer and stuff like that. And I find what she does very interesting, because she kind of lets you in, and see her whole stick is to let you see what's kind of happening behind the scenes, like what cameras that she uses. She's definitely got a higher budget than I do in this realm. Maybe one day I'll get there, but I mean, I'm literally using stuff that I'm able to use and not break the bank kind of thing. Whereas she's been doing it for a while and has had sponsors and has merch and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm ever going to be that merch guy, trying to peddle my merch, but I see myself more being like seeing if there's people that are willing to, if they like what I do, support us or support me some through Patreon, and maybe I'll get a sponsor here and there, and just put the money back into the channel. I don't really see myself using this channel as like a profit center for myself, or a way of living. I see my regular job as being that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of talking to myself because, obviously there's no one watching the live stream right now to really, bounce off of. But hopefully, as I've said in the previous live streams, hopefully eventually I get there. Hopefully eventually, people, I'll be able to look back at these live streams or these videos I do that have very low views and stuff like that, and be humbled that, I was once there. And to tell you honestly, if all I ever get is like 100 viewers there, 1,000 or whatever, I'm happy. It's not like I'm going to make more money off of it, because I've already committed to basically shooting myself in the foot, because I don't plan or want to turn on monetization. So all my videos, and I know that YouTube is more geared towards channels that have monetization on them, because with monetization they get advertising dollars and all that crap. But I really don't care about that stuff. I care about informing people, sharing experiences with people, and sharing knowledge, and that's what matters to me. So the rest of that crap, I don't care about. I mean, I'm never gonna be rich. That's fine. I'm rich in heart, and I'm rich in what I have as a family, and I'm rich in, I've been lucky. I've been at the very bottom, and I'm lucky now. So I want to share, not that I'm lucky with things. I want to share as much as I can to help other people. And kind of goes back to the scout oath, right? Scout. If you don't know what the scout oath is very simple. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. And, for me, the scout oath, the thing that's always stuck in my mind, and through mentors I've had and stuff like that, and it's just reiterated it for me time and time again, is to help other people at all times. And I'm not the most perfect person, I guarantee you that. But I have done my best to help other people, and I continue to do so. And that's a driving force in my life. And if this channel helps someone, even one person, that makes all the difference to me in the world. So going back again, if you're at all interested in helping out the channel, either with a donation here or there, or with some ideas of what would be more interesting to you, awesome. I'm going to start off with answering questions. I'm going to start off with being myself, which will never change. I will always be myself. You will not get a fake person out of me. I'm not that person. I will continue to be myself. I will, try new things. I will get some friends on here, and we'll have chats and publish those videos and see if anyone likes them. And if they do, awesome. And kind of go from there. By the way, I'm trying something new as well. This lovely piece of art here, that is art by my wife. Her name's Jewett, and she is awesome, and she's very talented. In previous live streams, I've had another one of her paintings in the background, but one of the things I'm going to try to do is like switch out the background every once in a while. And this is one of my favorite paintings that she's done, and I just really like it. I like the silhouette. I think I guess it could be suggestive, but I choose that it's just I really like the silhouette. I think she did an awesome job on it, and kind of get her out there as well. So anyway, what I may do the next live stream is, and I'll publish this, so if you don't want to join or don't want to watch the video or whatever, I think I'm going to talk about my path and how I got where I am, and kind of like I guess, an autobiography, so that you kind of know my history and know who I am, as far as like whether I'm genuine or a fake. I want to make sure everyone knows that I am, I mean what I say, kind of thing. So I may use that as the opportunity to. It's this Sunday. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and just do, like, give a history thing of how I got into tech, who I am as a person, and see if other people's stories even come close to relating. As I've said in previous live streams and stuff like that, I'm as much of an open book as I think one could be. I've had some roadblocks, I know, because, well, I don't want to go too deep into that because that gets into other stuff. But basically, I know that people all have their own path, and some people have it easy. I'm certainly not one of them. And I think my story will either help someone or at least let you know kind of where I come from and why I am who I am, and why I choose to do what I choose to do. So if that interests you at all, please join me for my next live stream. I am still on target to have my content for the CompTIA Fundamentals Plus certification out. I'm looking at the last week of this month or the first week of February, and second week of February at the latest. But I am starting to pump out that content, and I will not publish it until it's all out there, and hopefully some people find it useful. I talked about some of it in the last live stream. So if you go to the live stream that was done on the 16th, which was this last Sunday, if you go to that live stream, I did actually pull up one of the slides, and I did walk through some of the introduction content. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and go back and watch that live stream. That is published. It's published both on YouTube, and it's also published on my website. And I've seen a couple hits on it, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, let me know what you want in the content, in the comment section, or you can email me. My email is actually published on my website, which the website again is jacobjewett.com. The spelling of my name is actually on the screen right now. So it's all one word, jacobjewett.com. And you'll find on that site, you'll find my professional stuff, YouTube stuff, and scouting stuff. I have a neat little patch collection on there too, so if you want to check that out. Anyway, it's been great. I don't want to babble on too long. It's already been, about 35 minutes. These live streams will probably be at the 30-minute or 35-minute mark until I get some actual viewers and some other content on here. But I just, again, if you haven't watched my previous live streams, this was a New Year's resolution that I bring this channel back to life. And if I gotta speak to no one, I speak to no one until I get someone to listen. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me or watching this stream after the fact. And I hope everyone's doing great. I hope everyone's healthy and safe. And bye for now, and have a good week. See you Sunday. Goodbye.